What's going on, guys? In this tutorial we're going to learn about something called selectors. As you can see here, as I'm hovering over these links, it changes our background color, and we're also going to get rid of this text decor. Alright, what's going on, guys? In the last tutorial we did a lot of stuff in Inspector. Make sure you just throw that within our A references or A links of our navigation list items. Next thing that we're going to learn about in this tutorial is something called selectors. This is what's going to change our styles when certain selectors are activated. Links have a few different selectors, and so what we're going to do is actually copy this for nav list item links, and right below we're going to paste this, and then we can activate a selector by saying, hey, all of our A references or all of our A elements, there's different selectors. For example, hover is one. So if our mouse is hovering over one of these selected items, then it's going to have this style below. So there's different attributes or different selectors that we can use for our links, and we're going to go over a few of those in this tutorial today. So let's just go ahead and copy and paste this a few times, actually 4 times, and we're going to learn about the different link selectors that we can use. One is focus, one is hover, one is active, and one is visited. So if you've already visited a link, usually it will make it a certain color. So those will be our 4 different types of selectors that we're going to do in this tutorial. Eventually we'll just put a comma and have all 4 of these be the exact same, but I want to show you when these selectors are actually activated. So let's go ahead and say for hover, we're going to change our background color for each one of these so we can see the different states. So background color, we're just going to do something simple like black, and then we'll make it look nice once we go over these different selectors. So maybe we'll do purple here, or generally purple will be something that's been visited already. Active, we can do red, and focus, we will go green. So go ahead and save that, and let's go back to our page and check out how it looks. So anytime we hover over one of these items, it's going to activate the hover selector, and it's going to turn the background color to be black. The next selector is something called active. So when we click our mouse down, it's going to turn our background color to be red, and that's when our link is in active status. But you're also probably wondering, what is focus? Because focus sounds like something being clicked as well. And if we just go ahead and hit tab on our screen, a lot of people will use the tab button to hit certain links or go to certain areas on their page, and that means that we're in focus right now. So we can tab through our page and it will say, hey, this selector is in focus right now, and if we hit enter, it will go to that link. The only one we haven't really discussed is visit or visited. So if we go to this property here and then we go back to our page, it will say that it will show that this has been a visited link, and it's obviously not doing that right now because our home page doesn't actually exist. If we create a new HTML page real quickly, that is our home page, this should actually show up as being a visited page. So let's go ahead and create a new HTML file real quickly and call it home.html. And we aren't really going to do any HTML in this on this page. We're just going to type something and use the default HTML that they gave us. So just within this div here, again, we haven't learned about div yet, but we'll learn about that shortly. Just go ahead and hit save, and then let's go back to our page, refresh it, and now we have visited our home page. We've actually visited all of these pages because they're all referencing the home page. When we set up those links, we didn't actually specify each different route. So those are the 4 different properties of a link. So now let's go back and change this to make it actually look somewhat decent with the style that we have. Let's go into our CSS file, and we're actually going to have all these properties be the exact same. So we're going to just go ahead and do a comma for each one of these different selectors that we're trying to define. And some people will put all of their different attributes on a different line. It really comes up to personal preference there. It could all be on one same line, or you can define it like this. So let's change the color of these links to be just and we actually aren't going to use the visited page for navigation, because generally you don't want to show that you have visited pages. Eventually we'll highlight or do something a little bit different according to what page we are on, so you know exactly what page you're on through this navigation up here. But we'll do that once we get into the JavaScript, so we can dynamically load what page we're on and update the styling of our navigation bar up here. And we also want to get rid of this text decoration. It's underlining those properties because they are links, and we actually don't want that for our navigation. So we're going to go into our again, our links up here, and we're going to define the text decoration to be none. So let's check out how that looks. A little bit better, and maybe the background color to be a darker gray. Again, you probably want to work with a color scheme when you're developing a website and stick with certain colors. But as for now, we're just doing a tutorial, so we're just going to make it look a little bit different. And sorry, that's supposed to be background color. Save that, reload our page, and that looks a little bit better. Actually, that looks like crap, but we're going to stick with that for now. Usually there's a different color when your link is active, and there's also a different color when your link is on hover or focus. I know it's a quick tutorial, but hopefully you learned a little bit about something called selectors in this tutorial, and it just adds a little bit of style to our site, make it look a little bit better. Obviously this wasn't probably the best color of choice, but thanks again for watching, guys. See you later.